time for the dump.
One of the great is this a basketball movie? The Space Jam qualifies as a basketball movie?
Definitely.
100%. Came out on this day in 1996. I saw one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my professional life. So in 1996, I'm working for Jim Rome, and Jim was maybe not 90, but 96 was near the peak of his powers as a talk radio. He's super popular. He had a role in Space Jam. He was in it himself, basically. He's playing a sportscaster, and he's talking about Michael Jordan's baseball career and how, it's been a disaster and all these things. We got to go watch them do the animation of that movie, how they could move all these different pieces around, like months before the movie came out. It was such a cool experience to be able to see like real artists put together something like that. It was very, very cool.
Yeah, I've always wanted to kind of see a behind the scenes. I had a friend of mine who went to high school with him, worked on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And I always regretted, this was years ago, probably 8-9 years ago, that he said, hey, one of these days come. And I don't know, the scheduling conflict, I wasn't able to go. I'm so curious. I'm fascinated by it. What the hell does this look like? How many takes does it take? The whole thing. But I haven't got a chance to see it. We worked in the Valley, and I don't even think it's there anymore. The Sherman Oaks Galleria was right across, like kitty corner from where our studio used to be. And not only, it's Fast Times at Ridgemont Heights, where it's a big deal for me. But we're having lunch, and this guy comes and goes, hey, are you Jim Rome? Jim's like, yeah. He's like, I'm one of the guys putting Space Jam together. You want to come see it? We're doing it. We're like, what? Hell yeah.
Yeah, let's go check it out.
Did you watch the one with Braun?
No.
I didn't either.
I did.
And?
Don't watch it.
Not good?
You can miss it?
Yeah, you can miss me with that.
Okay, if I'm being...
How did they do? Did they kill it in the...
Did not kill it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't even remember.
The first one was just... It was a kid's movie. It's fine. It's good, but it wasn't like it was Gone with the Wind. It was just...
Wasn't The Sandlot, like other like big major sports movies.
But Sandlot, use that as an example. Go try to make another one.
Yeah.
You can't.
You got to get it right.
And this one, it's like a... I mean, I don't put Space Jam in the Sandlot category, but trying to make a second one of something that was okay.
By the way, there's only a handful of guys, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, that you could say...
Tyreek Evans.
Tyreek Evans, for it goes without saying. You didn't
Why
have to
even say it? Right, my fault. My apologies.
To say, okay, that guy right there, he doesn't act at all. Let's make a feature movie with him. I know he's never been in anything. Just let's go. Like, they're not pulling Clayton Kershaw off the street to make a movie about him. It's it's just it's a bizarre thing when you take a step back that LeBron and MJ, maybe not the only guys, but they're on a very short list of guys you could do that with.
Speaking of which, in the trailer for Wakanda Forever, there's this new movie that's going to come out where it takes place in LeBron's house, and these people like break in and throw a party in LeBron's house while LeBron's away. I can't remember right now what the name of the movie is, but when I find it, I'm going to tell you guys about it. But it looked interesting, at least.
As you were describing it, I'd go see that. I like Let's Go Tear Up Mom and Dad's House movies.
House Party. That's what it's called. They just told me on it.
Yeah, I'd go see that.
It's a remake.
Like the Kid and Play House Party? Like a remake of that?
I've never seen the original, so...
I didn't see the original.
It's not bad.
Yeah?
It's not bad. It's a pretty good.
I'll watch it.
Greg Bergman, you do not need to observe the National Day today. Do you know what today is, Al? Clean out your refrigerator day. He texted us last night. He's like, yeah, I just got home, just ordered from wherever it was. I'm worried about his health.
It was 6:30. I was in the grocery store at the time that he texted us. Bro.
He was prepared to go make food from scratch. Could you see him just over at the butcher shop? Oh, yeah, I'm going to need a couple of these.
No, not that one. The other filet. The one with the more marbling.
Come on, Mike.
I'll take the Chipotle chicken bowl. No tortilla. What are you doing here? Dude, put some food in your refrigerator. Why does that bother me as much as it does? But it definitely does. Tell me if you remember this, because I do, and it's funny to think about it like this.
Okay.
Bill Belichick, this was back in 2009, November 16th, 2009, or 15th, excuse me. Belichick has the ball, 4th and 2 on his own 28, and he goes for it. They don't get it. Peyton Manning and the Colt get the ball back, and Peyton Manning goes and scores. And everybody's like, Bill, what are you doing? You punt the ball away there. And he basically said at the time, I was going to win that game with my offense on the field, I'm not giving Peyton Manning the ball back, whether I give it to him here or whether I give it to him there.
He's going to score if I give him the ball back. Yep.
It was the first time that somebody kind of did it, and now it's being talked about as like the dawn of the analytical revolution, that was the time that
that's kind of
people
fascinating.
started doing it differently.
It's fascinating because it is Belichick, right? It's fascinating that he decided
If
at
Jeff
that moment,
Fisher
that situation. No, by the way, there is it's the Staley argument that we always bring up. Is Staley preventing you from making the playoffs?
Mm-hmm.
I think you and I would both agree. Last season, I think he did. I know they got a ton of injuries this year, but certain coaches can do that, and a certain coach will also make an adjustment and say, I'm not going to do that again. That was not a good idea. When you get coaches trying to do something that's never been done because they think they're a genius, or making the same mistake over and over again, or watch, well, I'm going to prove you, that's when you're wondering how long is that coach going to be in the league?
It was Belichick, like you said, allowed other people to say, well, Belichick does it. But Belichick had a really good reason to do it, and Peyton Manning was on the other team. This was not Derek Carr on the other team in Week 18, whereas if you do
Belichick.
nothing,
Yeah.
and just do nothing, we go to the playoffs.
Do you remember this? And I don't know how much it still happens now in the league, but do you remember Phil Jackson? Team would go on a 12-0 run. He's like, I'm not calling timeout. You figure it out.
Yeah.
And that is completely different than most coaches. Most coaches are so quick that I'm going to call timeout. Guys, what am I going to tell you? Just go figure it out. Certain coaches that can get away with it. I think Phil and Belichick are one.
The dawning of the age of analytics today in 09?
2009, you said, yeah.
2009.
That is crazy. Time for a little super crosstalk.
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles. KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk.
Are we ready for Mason and Ireland to join Travis and Slee?
Super Crosstalk begin. It's time for Super Crosstalk.
Woo, 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 woo. That's a little aggressive, Mace. A little aggressive.
Let's bring it. Let's bring it today. Yeah, what?
What do you mean, what?
We have Ireland, I think.
Oh, John, are you back?
In, yeah.
I'm back. I'm here, yeah.
How you feeling?
I'm on the tail end of my second COVID bout. Now, has everybody here? Mason's had it.
Yes.
Trav, have you had it?
Neither Al nor I have had
That
it.
is amazing.
Yeah.
We should have got a Mandy for that. Just for
It's
that.
our only shot.
That's
next
our
year.
only,
Next
it's our
year.
only shot. If we
You
can
know what?
hold on to this.
We'll do it Mandy's too, but chances are, once we announce it,
One of us will get it.
Yeah, that would be typical.
So
It just
you're
feels
on
like
the
you
tail
have
end?
flu. Yeah, I'm doing good though. I'm out of quarantine and I can go out, but I got to wear a mask. And then Thursday I'll be back to normal.
Nice. Good. Well, I always say it's not Mason and Ireland without the Ireland, so I'm glad you're back.
Yes, indeed.
Glad you're back.
Wasn't the worst case scenario, like they were saying, that maybe it was a broken bone, but the Cooper Cup news today, Mace,
I said it
good
yesterday.
Lord.
Next meaningful game, September.
Yeah.
Next
Probably.
meaningful game, September.
Yeah. Do you just go straight into evaluation mode and try to figure out what you have on your roster?
It's so hard.
There's so many
like you
weeks
said,
left.
There's 8 games left.
Right. And by the way, people pay money to
Yes.
see these games. Like I'm paying money to see
I know
these games.
I know someone who's doing that.
Yeah. So I mean, I want the games to be entertaining. At the same time, do you put Matthew Stafford out there to get knocked around? He got sacked an awful lot of times this
What do
year.
you okay, if you don't, and
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you do, but
Right.
if you don't, what are you telling the other guys that you are sending out there?
It's fair.
Right? That
That you're 3-5.
I get it.
Aaron
but
Donald, cut your reps.
right?
Jalen Ramsey,
Bobby
cut
Wagner,
your
we're just
reps.
going to take everybody off the field?
Well, I mean, I think you play them less, right? You don't play them as many snaps as you would have if you're 5-3.
It's so much different than a baseball or a basketball situation because if you're on the field, you can get hurt.
True.
There is no that just go play shortstop and if the ball hit. Basketball, you can get hurt playing basketball, obviously, but it seems that if they're out there, especially if you're trying not to get hurt,
Yeah.
It's not even just that. It's imagine in baseball that you're 90 games in, and you're deciding, okay, we're out of the mix. I know it's not the same comp, but they literally have 8 games left.
Yes.
How do you all of a sudden just decide, okay, you know what, we're going to start? And I know we talked about this offensively. It'd be interesting to see all these other players. Okay, does Allen Robinson? Can you do something when Kupp's not there?
Yeah, I mean, I'd
that
like
part
to see.
makes sense.
I'd be interested to see not John Wolford, but Bryce Perkins. I'd be interested in seeing that. He had a
That's-
couple of
I think a lot of
packages.
people- I think a lot of people wanna
packages in
see
that
it.
game.
100%.
Lance McCutcheon. Remember, he had such good preseason. Let's see if there's something there.
We know what Van Jefferson is, for better or for worse.
Hey, Tutu Atwell, do something. Anything. Anything.
You know how many times he's touched the ball in his Rams career?
I
Not
think
enough?
is it twice?
Twice.
Yeah, twice.
He's been here 2
Wow.
seasons.
He was a
Hey,
second
Trav.
round draft pick.
Whatever happened with the Survivor pool?
Yeah.
So
Your boy is surviving.
still alive. I had
Is everyone still alive?
all 3 of us are still alive. Yes. So 2 KCs last week for the other 2 guys.
Nice.
I had the Giants.
Good call.
But we're getting down to where there's not a lot of obvious picks left. So I don't know.
You got
what
a good
those
one
guys
this
have.
week.
This week I have Baltimore at home against Carolina.
Oh,
I love that.
Love that pick.
12.5 point spread.
Yeah. No,
Of
you're
course,
good.
I love the Eagles at home last week. So
Yeah,
there
sure,
you go.
Yeah.
right? But so I still haven't taken Miami.
Oh God, that's
but
a great one.
They're
to
on a
hold.
bye this week.
Oh yeah.
I still haven't taken Minnesota.
Nice.
So, but they play Dallas this week, so that doesn't
Yeah,
feel
no,
like
you
a
wouldn't
great
play that.
opportunity there. Any other advice, John? That have you gotten this far into it before?
Oh yeah, I was eliminated on the final
that's right.
weekend by the Jets beating the Rams when they were 18-point underdogs.
and still they won't split. No split. Because when I got to that point, I split. What?
Yeah. Now, do they ask you every time, Trav? Every week you survive, do they put the split back out there as an option or no?
Yes,
Somebody
they do.
keeps rolling, right?
Somebody. I don't know if it's the other 2 guys because we're blind copied on this, right? It's not a group.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not a group email. So every time it's been offered, I've offered to split, and every time later that same day it comes back. Nope, keep picking.
If you've got Baltimore at home versus Carolina, I don't think I'd split.
This late in the season, too?
I got a little
Ireland, would you split if you knew that was the pick on the board?
No, but that's what did me in on the
bit.
Rams.
Exactly.
That's-
exactly.
The other
you never
guy
see
had
it
already
coming.
taken the Rams, and I hadn't. And I go, oh, I've got this locked up. And then the Jets win, and I lost all the money.
I feel like there's a
So
little.
I think you've played it right the entire time. You offer a split. If the other you control what you can control, the other guys won't do it. Then you have no control. Just ride it out.
So I need what I need to do is I need to go back and see who they have left because if I have Minnesota and Miami left,
Yeah.
that's
You're
a
in pretty good shape,
advantage. And to get, but I've gotten so lucky.
You know what's weird? I actually came away from the weekend thinking, I think Miami's going to the Super Bowl.
Do you really?
He is undefeated as a
He is.
starter. Undefeated as a starter. It's been great. Has great weapons. They've been surprisingly good. They seem to be on a bit of a roll right now. I have a feeling about
How
Miami.
about the Bills now third in that division?
Third in the
yeah, isn't that
division.
crazy?
It's insane.
By the way, we got some Jeff Passan just put
Yes.
out there. You saw that?
Yes.
What is it?
Left-hander Tyler Anderson and the Los Angeles Angels
Oh!
are in agreement on a multi-year contract. Sources tell ESPN. Anderson been given the qualifying offer by the Dodgers, but instead will head down I-5 and join the Angel rotation.
Can I just say this is such a typical?
It is
Angels
it's such a
signing.
terrible signing.
It
is so bad.
A guy had one good
Exactly
year, and the Angel. It's Vernon Wells. It's Gary Matthews.
Josh
it's-
Hamilton.
Josh
Yeah.
Hamilton.
It-
it is
it's
such a sucker bet.
It is such a thing. Look, I'm glad
What do you
Tyler
think the
Anderson
terms
made
are?
his
What do you
money.
think?
Yeah,
Yeah.
by the way,
Yeah.
good for Tyler Anderson.
Absolutely.
I'm glad that it happened and all that
Absolutely.
stuff. But for the Angels, no.
So what? We 6-14?
Yeah,
I
something
mean,
like
it's-
that. You go down to Anaheim, that's probably what you get.
Was Heaney there and then
Can
went
we
to the
not
Yankees?
see this
Yes, and
coming
then-
a mile away? What this is going to be?
Somebody was going to give him. We know multi-year deal. How many years? That's what I want to know.
It's-
Is
You
it
know what
three?
Yeah.
this is, Trav?
Multi-year.
It's C.J. Wilson. It's
Yes.
Noah Syndergaard.
Yes.
I mean,
Mo
they
Vaughn.
sign the exact same guys. Like they find a guy who has the career year of his life. They overpay him.
Buy
and
him
he
at the
flames out.
high.
Yeah, buy high. You can't sell.
Well, okay, all 3 of us, or 4 of us.
Right. By the way, isn't this amazing that we all had this reaction simultaneously?
How is there not somebody in the building in Anaheim that goes, guys, he was mediocre in Colorado, mediocre in Pittsburgh. The Dodgers have some secret sauce that
Yeah.
they sprinkle on guys that does not translate when they leave again. Are we sure about? There's nobody that's the minister of common sense in that building.
Isn't Perry Managian, does he not listen to the show? Does he not?
Apparently not.
Does he not listen to the show? I mean, honestly, have you ever seen a free agent signing where everybody was south in the instantaneously? Jeff Passan just broke the news, and we all went, "Oh God,
boy.
so Angels."
And by the way, what's so funny about it too, guys, if the news were he re-signed for a multi-year Dodger, you'd be like, love it.
Love it.
Well, because think about it, the Dodgers, he'd be like the number 4 starter. The Angels are going to pencil him in as their number 1 starter. You know it.
Well, yeah, 2
Shohei
behind
and
Ohtani,
Tyler.
right?
Behind
Yeah,
Shohei.
Ohtani and Tyler Anderson.
What was I heard a tease
I want to know the terms.
that I didn't hear paid off.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm the king of not paying off teases.
Nah, get in line.
Yeah. So who was the former Astro that the
Verlander.
Dodger? Oh, Verlander.
Verlander.
What's
So,
the story on that?
would you like to just talk about Ken Rosenthal for a minute?
What did
Rosenthal has reported.
Yeah.
Rosenthal has a report that the top 3 teams that Verlander is interested in are the Yankees, Mets, and Dodgers.
Okay.
Okay? And
Sounds right.
he's a year and a half older than Scherzer was, and the Dodgers kind of basically said, we're not going
Mets, you go
multi-year
pay
term.
him.
The Mets went an extra year. Dodgers
The Mets went to 5?
3. I think 3. I think the Dodgers kind of said it.
Garrett
they pumped
Cole
the
went
brakes
to
at 2.
5,
Yeah,
I
Garrett
think.
Cole got the longer deal. And I, unlike Carlos Correa, unlike some of those other guys, I'm like, you know what? I'm okay with bringing him
Actually,
in here.
I'm okay with this too, only
Why?
because
I can't even put my finger on
he
why.
wasn't the one that was benefiting from.
He was getting the runs.
Technically,
He was getting the runs.
That's the big point, right?
Yeah.
he wasn't hearing the trash cans. Didn't matter to
but
him.
he's pitching with a 5-run lead as opposed to a 1-run lead because of the trash
yeah,
can.
I mean,
And
that's
he's
true.
got, he's got a World Series. If we all sit here and say 2017 is a bunch of BS, the Astros should not have a World Series. Verlander has a World Series in 2017 with the Astros.
Do you like it?
I don't believe in spending long term on a starting.
What if it's
pitcher
not long
of
term?
his
What if
age.
it's 2 years?
2 years? What? 2 years.
It's going to be expensive.
2 years,
He's going to win
70.
this. He's going to win the Cy Young Award.
Yeah, he is.
He's going to win the Cy Young. Let's say it's 2 years, $70 million.
Probably do it.
I think so too.
Probably do it. Now, I think that if you go past 2 years, I'm not in the game. Like Max Scherzer, I don't blame them for not going to 3 years on Max Scherzer.
Well, Scherzer, yeah. For whatever reason, that one feels more unstable than Verlander. Verlander is a pretty steady performer when he's healthy, and when he wasn't healthy, he got healthy again and went right back to what he was.
Yeah.
This isn't a perpetual
That's a weird
spiral.
distinction. So in my head,
I felt the
think
same way.
Justin Verlander, okay, and I think Carlos Correa, no way in hell. What is wrong with
There's
me?
no difference.
I have no consistency.
But-
in
but-
I actually
but-
had this conversation with Juan the other night. He's like, "You're so inconsistent in your positions." I'm like, "Well, I pick and choose. I pick and choose my spots. I'm picking Verlander, and I'm not choosing Correa. I'm picking and
Mace,
choosing."
I don't think it's just you. I think if Dodger fans, they're at a game against the Minnesota Twins and Correa came up, they hallucinated. Verlander took the mound for the Astros. I don't think there was 5% of the emotion. So I actually think a lot of Dodger fans feel like you.
Ireland, what do you think?
I don't know. I think that if you the one thing about Verlander is he doesn't I don't think he over extends in the regular season. He's normally pretty good about like getting ready just in time for the playoffs.
Right.
And let's face it, if you're the Dodgers, that's all you want him for, right?
Yep.
You want him for the
you want him for the
playoffs.
postseason. Yeah,
But is it risky having Kershaw end of his career, Verlander end of his career? You're now losing Anderson. I mean, your staff would skew old.
Well, I want to point out because we think of Kershaw as being, he was 12-3 with a 2.25 ERA.
Right.
I mean, he's still
He's still elite.
You're not going to get more than 20 starts out of
No.
him, but you get the starts when they
You
matter
get
the most
20
when
really
you go
good
to the
ones.
playoffs.
And the rotation, John, those guys obviously are on the other side of the age you want, but Urias is not old. May is not old.
Yeah.
Gonsolin is not old.
But would May or Gonsolin get a start in an NLCS?
They're going to
Well,
have to.
we'd have to see, right?
Right.
We don't know what it's going to look
Gonsolin
like
was
next year.
on a track for a Cy Young before he got hurt, and then that whole thing blew up and went sideways. I think the reason I like it much more than his age, and I think I want to do something different. I want to just mix it up a little bit. That being as predictable as they've been over the last decade or so
Getting pretty
has
much the same
resulted in
results.
what we've gotten. Let's mix it up. Let's go a little older. Let's try a guy that maybe is a little bit less
Verlander
corporate
is going to be 40.
by the season. Starts the season, February birthday.
39 years old, 18-4, and 1.75
And
ERA.
the reigning Cy Young Award winner by the time it's all said and done.
Wow.
The Tyler Anderson deal, the details came out. 3 years, expected to be in the $39 million range. That's not
so
not
$13
crazy.
million a year?
That's
$13
not
million
crazy.
a year for 3 years. The term is what I don't like. The value
That's
of
pretty
1
good
year
value.
13 is pretty good.
Turned down a 1 year, $19.65 million deal with the Dodgers to join the Angels.
Right. Didn't they make the qualifying
They
offer
did.
to Tyler Anderson?
You know
Yeah,
what I
so
hear?
we get their draft pick.
So when you said that, what I'm hearing is, I don't know if I buy this enough either. I'll go take the 3 years.
Yeah.
When I hear that that's $20 million more dollars.
Yep.
And 3 more years guaranteed, as opposed to if I have to run it back again at $20 million a year.
What's gonna be there
and
next year
And I
after
have
this
an
year?
8-12 season, and it doesn't look like that.
Right.
That tells me that he didn't buy it.
Angels is where you go get your money.
Clearly.
That's where you go get
you go to get
go
paid.
cash in.
John, how weird is it that the Lakers have 4 games off in the middle, or 4 days off in the middle of the season, and it's not the All-Star break? Is that super unusual?
Yeah, maybe it's happened once in the last 5-6 years.
Why did
Why
it
is
happen?
it just a quirk?
Yeah, when you have another tenant in your building, it happens every once in a while. And the Lakers have 2. They have the Kings and the
Clips.
Clippers. Sometimes it just works out that way. That you and so I think that but trust me, they'll pay it back later. I mean, it
eventually
always comes
you'll-
back around.
you'll
They're
get
going to do
jammed
double
up.
headers in December. They're going to play a morning game and then a night
Yeah.
game.
Do you have any plans for you? I mean, I know you're still coming off of your illness.
Yeah, I
but
got to lay low until Friday, and then I'll be back.
Will you
doing
be
the
back
game.
calling the game?
Yeah, Friday I will.
Friday.
No golf? Nothing?
No, well, I can't. I could play with a mask, but I don't want to play the mask.
Ride in your own cart, play a solo, 1 round, be done in 2
I
hours.
got my latest vaccine today.
How you feeling?
Fine. I don't. Last time it didn't affect me at all. A lot of people go down for a day.
Is that
Oh,
your
I was-
4th shot?
Oh God, I've lost track. How many
You get 'em
shots have
weekly?
I had? How many shots? I've got this little card, and they keep writing down things.
By the way,
They
that
turned
card-
it over.
But they have turned it over. You're right. They're writing on the back of the card now.
I feel like that card is...
There's not even a space. They're just writing over other writing.
They were not prepared for that.
The technician in the pharmacy just kind of scribbles something on it. I'm like, this feels not as official as
Yeah,
it should.
no, it's not. It's not. But I finally got it, and because I had it, I had a period of immunity supposedly. So I didn't get one right away. But it was
that
time to
booster
get one.
took me down when I took it.
Oh crap! I don't want to hear that.
Well, I didn't take anything recent. So this was probably about a year ago or so.
The lady at the pharmacy said that there aren't as bad a reaction to this vaccine for whatever that's. I have no idea.
Then she wrote it on your card. And
My
said you're
arm
good to
hurts.
go.
That's what I know. My arm hurts.
Mason and Ireland is coming up next. We'll